Greetings adventurers, I am Atoraxxion, director of Black Desert Live Service. It's been a couple of months since our last video. Everyone in the studio, including us, is hard at work on developing and servicing Black Desert. I hope all of the adventurers are having fun and meaningful experiences as well. We don't have any big updates to share today, but we wanted to take some time to tell you all what we're currently up to and share our thoughts with you. We'd especially like to discuss two hot topics like class balance and new outfits, and share what we've been working on. And on top of this, we would like to introduce content and updates we're preparing before the summer update. Now, let's go over them one at a time. Greetings, I'm Wansu Yang, head of Black Desert Game Design. First is on changes to furniture buffs. Furniture buffs are an important part of our game. However, it's cumbersome since you have to visit your houses each time to activate them. Many adventurers provided great feedback, such as remote buff activation via maids or furniture installation in campsites. We were also thinking furniture buffs are in need of improvements, so we reviewed various methods mentioned in feedback. This, however, was not easy to implement, since furniture was designed to be installed at residences and was tied to the durability system. Our goal is to address your inconveniences, even if it takes some time, but we found that there isn't a straightforward solution for this. That led us to choose a workaround, like using guild manor furniture, due to the challenges in implementation. Still, maintaining such inconveniences wasn't the way to go. Thus, while keeping existing methods, we plan to add a way to convert furniture buffs into scrolls. Converting furniture buffs into scrolls allows trading and circulation through the central market. However, priority remains on ensuring uses for guild members at manors or personal use. So, only stuffed furniture obtained through hunting can be converted. The burden of maintaining personal furniture grew too large when the Golden Pig Cave was added after the Ulukita monster zones, and the guild manor is inaccessible from Atoraxxion. We wish to swiftly provide convenient alternatives to lessen the frustration from this. All furniture crafted via hunting will yield remnants of mystic beasts when processed. So, you can now combine remnants of mystic beasts and exclusive parchment purchasable with silver and a lightstone to craft a scroll that grants the furniture buff. The important thing to note here is that the resulting scroll effects depend on the type of lightstone used, not the furniture. If you use one remnants of mystic beasts, one parchment, and a lightstone of fire rage, the resulting scroll grants an AP increase effect. If lightstone of earth waves is used, the resulting scroll will have evasion increase effect instead of AP increase. In short, you can use various lightstones to create tailored buff scrolls. This system was designed to bring more meaning to those who enjoy hunting. Currently, demand is centered around furniture with AP increase, relatively decreasing the value of other furniture. Hence, we've made it so that all furniture made from hunting will yield remnants of mystic beasts as raw materials, and we've balanced the value of these furniture by varying the scroll effects based on the type of lightstone used. And we told you that the parchment required can be purchased with silver. This can be substituted with yellow-grade supreme hide, which you can also get from hunting. So, those of you who like to hunt will be able to save some of the cost. It took a while because I wanted to give you examples of crafting the scrolls. So let me summarize what was said thus far. First, stuffed furniture made from hunting can be used to craft buff scrolls. Second, those who have been enjoying hunting can save costs with materials they have accumulated. Third, crafted scrolls can be traded, but are most costly than simply using stuffed furniture. This is the gist of it. That said, we don't think this is the best method to do this. Ultimately, our goal is to have fewer buffs to lessen the burden of preparation. These big changes unfortunately need sufficient time both to prepare from our end and for you to brace for the change. We hope you understand that this is the best option we can currently implement. It's not perfect, but it's definitely much more convenient than the current system. So, we hope this is a meaningful change. We plan to implement this on May 28th, so we hope you look forward to it. We'll keep discussing on how to lessen the burden of buffs and give you more freedom of choice. We've got more news that ties into our buff discussion. Soon, adventurers will be able to see all their active buff effects at a glance with a new unified buff UI. Until now, you could only easily track item drop rate increase, while other buffs, especially life and consumable buffs, were scattered across different windows, forcing you to do the math yourself. Family-wide effects, food buffs, elixirs, scrolls, you had to hop between panels just to keep tabs on everything. But now, as you can see on the screen, the upcoming unified UI will group every buff by category, so you can manage them on the fly and use them at the perfect moment, giving you a smoother and more flexible gameplay experience. The next topic is in a similar context. It's about how attack and defense points are shown. At the moment, most combat specs only displays gear AP and DP in the equipment window. This simple system worked when the game first launched. But now, with more complex content, like Node Wars and Conquest War, that require certain setups, and the growing importance of detailed stats for monster zones, things have changed. When all sorts of effects are applied, the gap between displayed and actual stats is becoming more noticeable. Sure, you can get more detailed info from the My Stats in the equipment window, but since most game stats rely on displayed AP and DP, it's not exactly easy to check everything. As you can see, you'll be able to toggle your equipment window display between gear scores and total stats. The total stats view will automatically include your gear AP DP, plus all active buffs combined. You can also directly select and apply extra AP against monsters and extra damage to races. There are 3 types of extra damage to races, which requires manual calculation, but this hassle will be resolved with the update. The updated stat info display isn't just for the equipment window. It will sync to the AP-DP readout in the top left corner of your screen and the Monster Zone Info UI. This means you can compare the required stats for each monster zone with your total stats, making it easier to prepare for the combat. Down the line, we expect the total stats view to become the default. But since we're all used to gear scores, that is, displayed AP and DP, we believe we should transition gradually with a selectable option rather than changing everything at once. Once everyone's comfortable and loving the new display, we'll consider making it the default. We think this change will be beneficial for seasoned adventurers in terms of convenience. For newcomers, or those just getting the hang of things, it's a change that helps them understand the game better. Get a clearer picture of their build and plan their strategy. We'll keep focusing on these aspects moving forward. The update for StatView Sync is set for next week, April 30. And the feature to view all buffs at once is expected to arrive by mid-May. Now, let's talk about some upcoming life skill changes. Since the fishing overhaul on November 13th last year, we've been steadily patching all life activities. Compared to around this time last year, way more adventurers are diving into life content. Fishing in particular has really taken off thanks to its relaxed and AFK-friendly nature. We're planning more tweaks to ensure other life skill activities can shine in their own ways. Today, we'll share a few of those updates with you. First up is training, a popular AFK option alongside fishing. We've been thinking about adding fresh features to training and ways to boost your earnings. Right now, when you capture a wild horse, there's only a very small chance it will be tier 7 instead of tier 6. Soon, you'll also be able to obtain tier 8 horses instead of tier 6-7. Wild horses you capture are currently limited to levels 1 to 10, but that range will expand to levels 1 to 20. This means you may even skip the growth stage and jump right into Imperial delivery or breeding. We're also planning to introduce new wild horses to spice things up. These horses will grow twice as slow as before, but their Imperial delivery price will be 3 or 4 times higher. There's also a very small chance of capturing a female horse with a breeding count of 4. Keep an eye out for these new wild horses coming soon. Next up is the contribution points and node investment system. Right now, CP requirements for node investments are still based on old trait route data, which isn't very efficient anymore. To fix this, we'll be lowering contribution point costs across the board. Major nodes like gateways will still demand a bit more CP, but general nodes will see a big drop in their requirements. This means fewer points are needed for the node itself, but you'll need points for investing in production nodes within. For housing, the required contribution points will be capped at 5 points, no matter what. Cities such as Grana, which previously required up to 8 points for a house, will now be adjusted to 5 points or less. By lowering the overall CP requirements, we aim to give adventurers more flexibility in how they allocate their points. We'll also be introducing new production nodes to areas which previously didn't have any, such as Ulakita. This means you'll have more sources for hard-to-find materials, such as the Monk's Branch. Additionally, we're planning to add worker lodging in Musgar. Regarding the maximum amount of contribution points, we've been giving a lot of thought to it. There's a lot to take into account, but we'll provide updates as soon as we finalize our plans. Next up, we'll cover ocean content additions. It's a feature announced during the last Calfian Ball. We're adding an auto-fishing feature for Carracks. A new fishing slot will be added to the Manage Sailors UI. Assign a sailor here and it will activate the new fishing feature. The cabins will be expanded to accommodate these changes. Once you install a fishing rod in the new Carrack equipment slot, Creo will take over fishing duties while you sail. To obtain the new Carrack fishing rod, complete the suggested quest, Otter Barterer, which will then let you accept a simple quest from Creo in Velia regarding the fishing rod. Complete this quest and you'll be able to exchange Crow coins via Creo for the new rod. We made sure to make this fishing rod easily acquirable, especially for seafaring veterans. For a deeper dive into this fishing while sailing feature, it won't be affected by your fishing mastery, and the prize fish capture rate is fixed at 1%. Any fish hauled up by Creo will go straight into your character's inventory. Any fish tanks in your inventory will take precedence as before. Note that fishing will stop when your Carrack is stationary. Next up, Alchemy. We're planning significant changes in the long term, but for now, we're addressing what we can in the meantime. First, we'll adjust the weights of elixirs. Green grade elixirs currently weigh 0.5 LT and blue grades 0.7 LT. Compared to food items, they're much heavier, often causing alchemy life skillers to become overburdened. All elixirs will be standardized to 0.2 LT, greatly alleviating weight burden when crafting and storing them. For crafting Imperial Alchemy boxes, we felt the costs of ingredients outweighed overall profit. So, we'll reduce the number of elixirs required for the boxes. For example, the Guru's Medicine box will need only 6 elixirs instead of 9. For higher grade elixirs, the required amount will be reduced from 3 to 2. We'll regularly review and consider future pricing adjustments if needed. Lastly, hunting content. As mentioned, furniture buffs will be made into scrolls, and we'll be adjusting the actions when equipping a matchlock for quality of life improvements. You'll be able to reload while sprinting. You'll also be able to immediately sit while moving by pressing Q. We'll also increase the reload speed after rolling. We hope these adjustments further add to a less restrictive and comfortable hunting experience. As for the transport feature in town storage, since completing the Magnus questline allows remote access to all towns, that feature has become largely obsolete. Thus, we're planning to increase the number of trade wagons used for transporting trade goods. For now, there are 5 normal wagons and 1 trade wagon. So we're looking at 4 to 5 more trade wagons, and reducing the total number of normal wagons all around. These are quite a few minor updates. Life skill related updates are set to be continuously implemented throughout May. By improving each piece of content in such a manner, we hope that every aspect of life skill content will come to serve its unique purpose. Up next is something many of our adventurers have been waiting for, the final chapter of Atoraxxion. This May 28th, the final Gladios will be coming to Black Desert. The Atoraxxion saga began in June 2nd, 2021. After 5 long years of epic storytelling, the final chapter is upon us. We'd like to thank all our adventurers who embraced Atoraxxion's unique atmosphere and cooperative gameplay. In this final encounter, there awaits someone who's been there since we first stepped into Black Desert. You'll be facing the White Witch, Elezra herself, to make for a unique encounter unlike previous Atoraxxion bosses. Elezra will meet you in a one-on-one battle. Throughout the story of Black Desert, Elezra is revealed to bear countless black spirits on her person. She will draw from that power to unleash overwhelming assaults. The fight will challenge you with the powerful illusions you may have faced during your class's succession questline. Adventurers will need to maneuver these illusions to destroy powerful objects in the vicinity, to weaken Elezra during battle. As for the difficulty of the fight, you can expect Black Shrine Calamity 10 levels. Even for veteran adventurers, this battle will require a fair amount of challenge and focus. We hope to bring you a combat experience worthy of Atoraxxion's finale. And the message Elezra leaves for our adventurers is not a simple farewell, but a link that will continue the main story into Edania, the realm of demons. Through the final Gladios, we hope all adventurers will experience firsthand what truth Elezra shall reveal and the story she will leave behind. We'd like to express our gratitude once again to the adventurers who've journeyed through Atoraxxion. We are working hard and making sure the climactic battle will remain a memorable one to behold. That's it for today's update recap. As I mentioned at the start of this video, I'd like to talk about 2 more things before we wrap up. First up is the ongoing balance patch. The main goal of this patch is to give a solid boost to classes that are currently underperforming in PvE, and to change how they're perceived, making a real difference in how they feel to play. In the past, when it comes to balance patches, we've usually taken a conservative approach. That was mostly to avoid unexpected issues and account for differences in adventurer skill levels. So, we've always been cautious when going live with changes. When balance tweaks go wrong, the risks are significant, which is why we've played it safe. But as we kept doing this, even after multiple adjustments, many adventurers still felt like the changes weren't enough. To the point where some even wondered whether anything had changed. This time, unlike before, we took a bolder approach to make sure the changes really stood out. we clearly buffed weaker classes and toned down overpowered ones to balance everything across the board, narrowing the gap between them. At the start of this patch cycle, we described it as a seismic shift to show just how big the changes would be. However, even though we run tons of tests and review a lot of data, players often perform way better than expected. That gap's something we've come to expect, and we've seen it happen before, so we always keep it in mind. So this time, while pushing for meaningful changes, we said we'd make quick adjustments if any updates turned out stronger than expected. And we followed through on that. That meant some classes got buffed one week, then nerfed the next, which we know was disappointing for some of you. Still, we're really grateful for your understanding and valuable feedback you've shared with us. Thank you so much. Your input made our daily patch review sessions more meaningful and productive. It helped us figure out what we still need to work on and where to improve. Following this week's live patch, next week we'll update Berserker Succession and Awakening, Striker Succession, Tamer Awakening, Sorceress Awakening, Valkyrie Succession, Meiwa Succession, and Nova Awakening for PvE. That patch will mark the end of this season's balance patch cycle. Of course, this doesn't mean balance updates are stopping at all. It just means the major wave of changes will be done, and after that, we'll continue with our usual mix of smaller and larger tweaks. We're also closely watching the classes that were nerfed. If we find that more tweaks are needed beyond those mentioned, we won't hesitate to step in. As for Dosa and Deadeye, their Abyssal Legacy, that is, Magnus skills, haven't been added yet. They're currently in development, and we'll roll them out once the next patch is done. We'll make sure they're fun and well designed. Today, we mostly focused on PvE, but would like to let you know that we have specific plans for PvP as well. As you all know, class balance is crucial in PvP. But it's not the only thing that matters. Things like resistance, which we talked about at the last ball, differences in mouse movement skill levels, and whether or not players use it at all, are all key factors we're carefully considering. PvP balancing isn't just about class tweaks. It needs a broader system-level approach, which is why we're taking our time to get it right. Instead of rushing it out, we've actually been working on it for a while now, and we'll make sure to share more details with you soon. In the meantime, we'll keep releasing regular patches. Balance patches are tied directly to how each class performs, so no matter how carefully we plan them, there's always going to be some emotional response. The way we handled this patch reflects what we've learned from the past experiences, and the conclusion we've drawn from those experiences. We approached it with a clear purpose, though we know it might not have fully met everyone's expectations. We'll keep analyzing the results and studying your feedback to come up with better, well thought out updates. The patches changing so drastically each week may have felt overwhelming or even stressful to some, but we're truly grateful to everyone who gave honest feedback during this time. As a small thank you, with next week's patch, we'll be giving all adventurers a secret scroll of pure equilibrium and 4 weapon exchange coupons. Of course, we know that perfecting the patch means more than any rewards we could give. That's our job and responsibility after all. That said, we hope these items come in handy. We'll keep giving it our all until the end. Next up, some news about tomorrow. A brand new outfit is launching, As for outfits, a lot of adventurers have been asking for simpler, more casual styles for a while now. So, this time, we've gone with a really clean and simple look. It's a basic white t-shirt and jeans combo. The official name of this outfit is Lookin Frosh. Just like the name, it's fresh, youthful, and fits right in anywhere. And jeans are all about how they look from the back, right? So, our art team really focused on the silhouette to make sure it looks great at a glance. They put a lot of care and effort into it. The fabric also takes dye really well. So, you can switch it up to white or black jeans too. The t-shirts is fully dyeable, and even the neckline can be dyed separately. So, you can add a personal touch while keeping it simple. The default shoes are clean classic sneakers, but you can also mix and match with high heels or other items to suit your style. This outfit is all about that clean basic charm. We wanted to make sure it blends naturally into the world of Black Desert, and we hope lots of you enjoy it. Your support is what gives us the courage to try new things. We'll keep working to create more beautiful outfits. That's all for today's commentary. We always put in our best effort, but we can't help but feel like it's never quite enough. That's because we always want to do better and meet your expectations. Besides what we shared today, we've got a lot more in store. So, we ask for your continued support for Black Desert this year. And as usual, the Heidel Ball returns this summer. This time, it'll be held in Daejeon, famously known as Korea's bread haven. It's the first time we're hosting it outside the capital area, so we're really excited. We hope that excitement reaches not only the adventurers joining us in person, but also those tuning in online from all around the world. We'll make sure it's a great event. We'll share all the details, including the schedule, soon through the GM notes. I think that's a good place to wrap things up for today. We'll be back to share more exciting stories at the upcoming Heidel Ball. Thank you so much.